the day before we left for this trip. Gotta love when that happens. Well, the shooting light is about 2 minutes away, and we're already on a bull. He's on the other side of this basin, chuckling at us or doing grunts. We need to make tracks and go kill this bull. We're gonna follow this timber cut. Let's stay to the left so our wind doesn't blow him out from there. Our wind is going down. Let's try to keep him uphill from us. That's what I was afraid of. Can't go that way. I wanted to come check out this lake. I didn't know it was dry. But now that it's dry, there's a lot of grass in here, so I want to see if there's any fresh sign. Like if they're coming in here to feed. It doesn't look like it. There's some old tracks, but that's all I see. Let's go get him. We gotta drop down a little bit so he doesn't wind us. He's right there somewhere. Right to the right. The only thing he's responding to is location bugles. Let's keep going. Getting closer. This bull is only responding to a location call, and then he'll chuckle back. Location, chuckle, location, chuckle. So we're chasing him up this mountain. He's like 80 yards right now. It's so thick and steep, it's really hard to be quiet. That's a big bull. He's probably a 330, 340 bull. hung up because he couldn't see an L.
Right.
Yeah. So I didn't know he was right here. Yeah. I should have set up a little higher.
Yeah.
I didn't know though.
That's all right.
Let's go.
We dogged that bull all the way up till we finally made him mad enough to come in. And that sucker held up at like 40 yards. I could see his big giant tines sticking up behind the bushes, but he never got close enough for a shot. Well, he was close enough for a shot, but he never cleared the brush. He just held up there and held up and held up. I never had a clear shot. And then he just trotted off out of our lives. So we pushed up the ridge even further to see if we could dog him even more, but he's cleared out. What up? So, it's the second day of the hunt. I lost my bugle tube on day one. How does that happen? Like, I have no idea where my tube went. So I had to spend the first half of the day hunting down a new tube. So now we're at a new area. The area we went to last night was a lot of road hunters and no elk. So we're at a new area, up to a peak up here, and we're gonna call down, see if we can't roust up any bulls. I think the further we go up, the more we're gonna see. This area looks pretty good that we're in. It's a whole new spot, totally different part of the unit. And we've already seen quite a bit of cow and calf sign. And we've got another like 800 feet of elevation to go up. So I'm thinking once we get up there, we'll be in the bulls a little more. So hopefully they're responding to that location bugle like they were yesterday. That was awesome. Kind of giving that area a breather. So we can go back in there, keep it in the back pocket. We tromped around in that basin quite a bit yesterday, so we'll give it a couple days to breathe, hunt some new areas, and then go back if we don't have a tag field, get that bruiser on the ground. We had our hopes set on some crunching noises we heard. It was exciting for a second until they mooed at us, and we're like, moo cows. There's a little bit of sign in here, but it's mostly just cow and calf sign. So we're gonna get out of here and go hunt the high country again tomorrow. Seems to be where they're holding right now. Cheers. Day 3 of a up to 7-day hunt. We're back in the spot that we spotted the bull on day 1, the big old bull. We gave it a day to just breathe in here. Now we're coming back in. We're gonna do some call sets and try to pull in some more bulls in here. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning. Cut through some really good elk terrain, but we haven't seen fresh sign for the last couple days. So we're at the top of this ridge line. On this side is the basin we got into that big bull. He was over here. This is a new basin, and we just have to wait for the thermals to switch before we go over the top and down into it. But haven't heard any vocalization. It's been pretty quiet this morning. This morning we pushed into that big canyon where we saw that bull a few days ago, and it was just totally burned out. Metaphorically speaking, there was no elk, no fresh sign, nothing. So the hunting pressure is starting to kick in. We actually have a rancher who was kind enough to throw us a bone. We're on some private land right now. Didn't expect to be hunting private in this trip, but super nice guy. We struck up a conversation, and anyways, we're here. We're on the backside of his property. Last night there was elk down here in his fields feeding. His property butts up against public, so we're gonna be kind of hunting the border between the public and the private. More of a still hunting approach, so we're moving slow, glassing, trying to catch them coming down into the fields this evening and do an ambush play. I don't know if we're gonna do any vocalization or anything. Probably not. So we're just gonna be moving slow and glassing and seeing what we see. We spotted the herd. Or one ridge that way, probably.
not good. Alright, we're gonna go make a play on this bull. He's calling, but not super aggressive, so we're just gonna use some cow sound to see if we can get him to come over and check us out. There's a nice wide open, not nice, kind of a bummer, like wide open leading up to where these elk are. So I'm gonna try to call him. We'll see what happens.
Really, really quiet. We have a herd. I think probably about 30 to 40 that are on this side of us, right down on the next ridge. There's cow calling right now. There's a big bull with them. It's gonna be too loud if we walk with him, so he's over there. He's gonna be circling around to head him off down that side.
That is supremely frustrating. Man, we got in on this herd. There was probably 30 or 40 elk, and they were across a wide open draw, so I couldn't just bomb to them. So they were all headed right, so I went right. They went left, so then I went back left, all the way around to where I thought they would come through. Nothing. I don't know where they went. Somewhere behind this hill, behind me in these draws. But now, shooting light is over, so that's it for today. Man. It's that kind of day, is it?
It is. Hold on, I haven't even buckled my pack or nothing, dude. I let my zippers down.
We're all just loopy. Okay, so we're out here on day 4. It's clearly not pre-light because we overslept. I promise you I did set my alarm, but it never went off. So we scrambled, got up here, opened the truck door, and in 10 seconds heard our first bugle. No lie. So we think we're up high, and this canyon goes all the way down to the valley, the canyon in front of us. So we're thinking, I got the C4 today. It's pretty awesome. The plan was to get up here ahead of them coming out of the valley, because they're feeding down there at night. Let's see if we can figure out where they're bedding, and then get in tight for like a call sequence. So the bugles are there. We gotta go find them. So we're gonna peek over this edge, keep the wind in our face if we can, and see what's going on. I'm pretty sure the elk we heard this morning, they were making their way out of the bottoms, obviously. But there's like 3 drainages in here, and I don't know which one they're coming up. And I can't glass because the timber's too thick. So I have to rely on location calling to see if I can get a response. The problem is we're high, it's in the morning, and the thermals are straight down. So we're kind of stuck. Kind of thinking committing to this basin we're on now, sit here and wait for the thermals to switch, and then work our way down, call every 100 yards until hopefully we make them mad enough to holler back, and then it's game on. But without glassing and knowing where these elk are going, it's just kind of dry firing in the woods with calls until we can locate something that's willing to talk. Well, it's been a roller coaster of a morning. We got out of the truck, we heard that bugle, so we pushed down the ridge. We were going to wait out the thermals, and then down in the canyon, maybe half a mile below us, boom, boom, boom. It was a shooting gallery. So concurrently with archery season, local folks can pick up a a rifle tag for cows. And so I think they were down there hunting their cows. So we're getting out of here. It's kind of dead up here. There's 0 elk sign, so I'm thinking these elk are down here and it's private down on the bottom of this ridge. So it's kind of a dead end up here. But we have a beat on a different spot where we actually were into those elk last night. It's on the border of public and private where they were. So if we stay on the public, we might be able to call them into us. We'll see. But yeah, we're gonna go check that out next. Plan B, or F, or C, or whatever it is. When we left this morning, that area we were at with all the boomsticks going off, grabbed some breakfast, waited for the thermals to switch, and now we're back where we were last night. We're coming in the other side, so the top side of the canyon now that the thermals are coming up, and we're gonna try to find this herd of elk that's moving in and out in here. We just talked to the landowner. We're on public right now, but his property runs up against public, and he gave us the green light. If we see elk on his side, just call him, let him know, we can put a play on him. So he's been really kind about it. But we're gonna go in here and see if we can't just glass up this herd of elk bedded and put a call sequence on. We found where these elk last night. We figured out what they did. We found their sign. This is the hill they were on last night. We were on the other side of the hill, and they came off this hill and went this way, which is surprising because this is all public land on this side. So they're somewhere back here. They're not here. They're over there. We called another audible here because we found this track that these elk came out of last night, like I was saying on the last time I was talking to y'all. But this track is going straight across this valley, and all the crap along the trail is fresh. So we're gonna do some tracking and see. There's some timber cuts in front of us, maybe a quarter mile, and then another in half a mile maybe. We're gonna follow this through this valley and see if we can't get to their bedding area. See if we can locate them. They could be just right over here. We'll see. We put on our best sleuthing hats. Figured out what they did last night. It looks like someone came into this area and mowed this whole section. Like you could see where they stopped feeding over here, and the grass is tall, and there's droppings everywhere. So now we got to figure out where they went to bed and decide if we're going to sit here and see if they come back tonight to feed here again. More tracking. So remember how I said we were going to sit down and wait for these elk to come in? So we lasted 40 minutes. Well, you can pan down to the trash collected on the floorboard and see what kind of day it's been. My daughter made me this. It says Daddy. Good luck. Where do I put it? Put it right in here. My good luck thingy. We built our own makeshift blind. Right below us is this pond where the elk came last night or this morning early. So we're just rolling the dice, sit in water, roll the dice that they're gonna come back here. And behind this pond there's a whole little valley, green grass. And they were feeding there last night, so fingers crossed they're gonna do it again, and we'll be here waiting for them. We've got, if they come to this water, I've got anywhere from like a 30 to a 70 yard shot. It'll be perfect. So we'll see what happens. we're sitting here in our blind that we made, a makeshift blind, and we had a group of like 8 or 9 antelope come in. They came all the way in from across this little basin and watered, and then came out just to our right. The closest they got was about maybe 40 yards, and the whole group came over here and they winded us on their way out. It was so cool. So yeah, that was our training exercise for the elk that are coming. We've got an hour left of shooting light. Well, that's a wrap on day 4. A little frustrating. These elk did not get the memo we sent earlier. Emails, phone tree, the whole thing. They came through here last night. They were supposed to come back tonight, but they didn't. So we sat here and watched some antelope instead. So we've got 3 days left to get this done. It's like 15 minutes before shooting light. We came back to the area we were at last night. I wasn't even planning to hunt this today, but I thought, I want to check this water before we go to our next spot. We come in, we're walking in, and I said, let's just stop and listen. We stopped for like 30 seconds. There's a bull chuckling. It sounds like it's down by the water. So it's another like 600 or 700 yards from here to the water, but it's wide open, so we gotta be really careful. We're gonna try to get in tight, see if we can call this bull in at first light. Smack him.
front of us, maybe 150 yards. I'm gonna keep dogging this bull, dogging him and dogging him until I get a shot. It's gonna happen. We might go 10 miles today. Elk hunting is so frustrating sometimes. If you've ever elk hunted, you know how it goes. Until you get it done, you're always like one step behind. If we would have come in 3 minutes sooner, we'd have been set up and we would have called that bull right out of that little water hole. Man. Like I was saying, we're gonna keep going. Well, we gave it a good effort, but these elk, they took out, and that bull, he's a young, smaller bull, and he ain't trying to fight. So the best play with him would have been to ambush him coming out of that water, unless we cow called, but he's pushing these cows just right out of the county. Last time we were talking to the camera, he chuckled right up the hill from us. So we bombed up here, and they're just gone, and he's not responding to anything. He's just going. So we're kind of spinning our wheels here. So close. So close. But that's elk hunting. So on to the next stop. We're gonna go hunt this spot. It's next on the list. And we're gonna hunt it hard, and hopefully we get some call responses and make for a good day. It's Vince's birthday today. Behind the camera, Vince. Show yourself on the camera. Vince has been killing it with the camera work. We've gotten some awesome footage, but we're ready to get an elk for Vince's birthday. We've come up at a couple thousand feet in elevation from where we were this morning, and this is a spot that first time I've been here, but I've been told there's good bull action up here in this higher elevation, this dark timber. So we are gonna do the what do they call it, the cat road shuffle, except we're not on a cat road. Backcountry shuffle. We're just gonna call. We're gonna call and call, try to do locator calls until we get a bull to sound off, and then go play. So hopefully that's what happens. Pro tip, if you're ever hiking in the woods and you come across a creek, take your socks off and put your feet in and soak your feet. Oh, that feels so good. When you're hiking, your feet swell, and this helps with the swelling, cools them off, shrinks them up a little bit. It's like putting an ice cube on a weenie. This area was a bust. There was very little sign, and it was all old sign. More of a late season spot, I think. So we are gonna go get some lunch, and we're gonna go back high, and we're gonna stay high the rest of the hunt. Unless there's another private land opportunity, but we're not gonna bank on that. We're gonna go to what we know, just the rough and tumble backcountry stuff. That's what we're gonna do.
mountain goat over here.
That's literally like straight up. This is plain.
Well, we just put in like, I don't know, a good chunk of distance, like that, and then back up like that, down into this basin, did some calling, nothing. There was a bunch of sign in there, but it was all old, so the bulls have moved down and the chase continues. It is 6:21 in the morning. This is the last day. We have to go home tomorrow. Last day, last chance. We wrapped up our first play of the day, which was sit in this water hole again. We're positive that these elk have been back here since yesterday morning. Like the grass down here that they come in on, the travel side of the little water hole, just trampled down way more than it was yesterday. And it's big, like divots in the grass. There's antelope in here too, but they're not doing what's down there right now. We're just gonna run and gun today. We're gonna hit all the spots, see if we can muster up a bull, and not go home with tag soup. Hi. It's my first day. No, it's day 7. What's the count? Where are we at now? We have 10 hours left? We have 10 hours left in this hunt. We're back in the high country. It's where we've seen the most sign. We've gotten the closest to actually killing a bull in here. We got a long way to go. We're gonna hike around this big old ridge on this trail, and then we're gonna go up the ridge and just bomb it. That's it.
That's what happens.
It's no fun hunting silent bulls in this stuff. Like nothing will talk today. It's so thick and steep, like you can't glass. It's like a wall of timber. Oh man. We got about 2 hours of this last day left. We have kicked butt today. We're exhausted. We went into this canyon and saw the most elk sign we've seen the whole trip. Crazy, but nothing will bugle back at us. So we're doing one more push. We're going up around this face here. There's another canyon here. We're gonna drop down to the top of it, try some more calling, and then probably have to start making our way out. We have like miles to get out of here. Last day, last chance. It'd be pretty crazy if we got it done in the next 2 hours. Just riddled from these trails. Beds. My tube has been in my armpit too much.
It's right
Flat ground. Well, no elk. Can't believe it. That is crazy. There was so much sign up there, like the most sign I've ever seen in one area. Literally from here all the way up to the top of the mountain, and we went all the way up to the top. Just trails like a rototiller, fresh droppings that are still soft. We never heard one sound in here, no responses. Didn't see any elk. Crazy.